Hello and welcome to another video brought to you by RouTube. This video provides students with an introduction into algebra. Students will begin to study algebra in Year 7 and continue to develop their understanding throughout their entire secondary schooling. This video will focus on mostly junior secondary content from Year 7 to Year 9. So as this is just an introductory lesson on algebra, there's just one learning objective for this video, and it is to be able to identify key algebraic terms. All right, let's have a look at some key algebraic terms. Now, as I said at the start of the video, students will be introduced to some of these concepts in Year 7 and then continue to develop into Year 8 and Year 9. But by Year 9, students should be fairly well across all of these algebraic terms. So the first one is a pronumeral. So a pronumeral is a letter or symbol that is used in place of a number. Okay, and it's also referred to as a variable. So it's important to, when we get into secondary school, we don't normally refer to letters as letters. In maths, we refer to them as either a pronumeral or a variable. And you'll see as you're proceeding, obviously learning maths and doing maths, and in textbooks, they are referred to as either a pronumeral or a variable. They are one and the same thing. The next one is a term. Okay, so a term is a group of letters and numbers that form an expression and are separated by either an addition or a subtraction sign. All right, we'll get to terms a little later. A coefficient is the number in front of the variable. So we know what a variable is. It is an unknown letter in maths. So if there is a number that is in front of that variable, we call that a coefficient. The next term is a constant. So a constant term is a number with no pronumeral attached. Okay, so it's a number with no pronumeral attached, so no letter is in that specific term, and therefore we call it a constant term because it's constant. Okay, it doesn't change and it's not dependent on any other value or any variable or pronumeral. And an algebraic expression. So an expression is a mathematical statement made up of multiple terms, okay, or it could be a singular one, and has operational symbols, so either addition or subtraction, or multiplication and division, and potentially even brackets. Now we won't get to brackets today, but as you can see there, we've got this algebraic expression. So the whole expression is 3xy plus 5x minus 9. Okay, so that whole mathematical statement is what we call an algebraic expression. Okay, and the reason why we call it an expression, or the difference between an expression and an algebraic equation, is an algebraic expression does not contain an equal sign. So you can see there 3xy plus 5x minus 9, it does not contain an equal sign, therefore it is an expression. If it did contain an equal sign, so let's say it was 3x plus 5y minus 9 equals, 14, then that would be an algebraic equation, not an algebraic expression. So it's really important to distinguish between an expression and an equation. And it's simply just if there is an equal sign or not. Okay, so let's have a look. So we have, in green, we have 3xy. So that is one singular term. So remember, if we look up at the second dot point, a term is separated by an addition or a subtraction sign. So hopefully you can identify there are three terms here. Okay, the first one is 3xy, which is green. The second term is 5x. And the third term is -9. Okay, and we'll get to that in a second. So next we see in red the coefficient. So the coefficient is a number in front of the variable, and that means that the variable or the pronumeral is x. So that number in the front of the variable is 5, which is called a coefficient. And then in blue, we've just gone through the variable or pronumeral, and then in that yellowy orange color, we have a constant. Okay, so the constant, if we have a look at what we wrote again, so a constant is a number with no pronumeral attached. So you'll see there's no x, there's no y, there's no a, there's no b attached to that 9. So therefore it is what we call a constant. So in the example above, 3xy plus 5x minus 9, it's an algebraic expression which we've spoken about, made up of three terms. Okay, so 3xy is the first one, then we have positive 5x. And now it's really important that third term, which is a constant, is actually -9. Okay, so that subtraction sign in the whole expression belongs to the 9. Okay, so the third term in that algebraic expression is -9. So we've got three terms we've got coefficients, we've got pronumerals, we've got operational signs, we've got constants, we've got plenty of stuff going on. Okay, but it's really important to get your head around and get a real basic understanding of these key algebraic terms. Thank you so much for watching another video brought to you by RouTube. Hopefully you learned a thing or two about algebra, and hopefully if you didn't have a base understanding, you now do. So as always, if you like what you saw, please feel free to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you next video.